I do like the fact that Glimo's shirt, part of it is picking up the same color as his green screen. So
Yes,
he's got the background.
the green Hosaka logo apparently is chroma green.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
Which actually works really well, I think, with the Cyber City background. But
What you could do is like get a little square behind you and like have like a white scan line going up, and it's going through your shirt.
although Arthur has me cropped weird, so I gotta move the camera.
No, I will move it so you don't have to move.
You don't have to. It's all good, man.
We need to keep it permanent though, right? Like you can't always be moving your camera around. Well,
Dude,
right.
I do 3 shows a week, so I'm always moving the camera.
No. There should be a point where you're never moving the camera.
Yeah, well, until this stack of equipment shows up, and then I've got to, readjust.
All right. Look, my start of this show was completely thrown off by the fact that Dave got up and walked away, and then we were just talking at the start. So allow me to say, we live in a society where Tenet, a AAA super blockbuster from Hollywood that has spent 3 months flooding everyone with ads about how trippy and inception-y it is, has a worse opening than the Sonic movie. That's where we're at right now. Awards season is going to be fucking nuts.
I mean, they built that shit up so much, like 3 months of only in theaters, and then all of a sudden people see it and they're like, that's not nearly as weird as I thought it would be.
I'm not going in the theater. I'm not going to fucking die to see Tenet. I'll wait until it's on Netflix, motherfucker.
I went and watched it this week, and I was one of 3 people in the cinema.
Wow.
But I really enjoyed it. I liked the film.
Yeah.
Okay. It's just most people are like me. They're too afraid to go into the movie theater.
I'm just watching all the things that are breaking the boycott, the exclusivity timeline and going direct to streaming.
Interesting.
Yeah. Like, I don't care that I gotta pay. Like, okay, I'm gonna pay $20 for it. Like, that's less than a movie ticket for me and my wife plus popcorn.
Yeah.
It's less than a movie ticket for me plus popcorn. Like, okay.
You can buy a thing of popcorn yourself and just stream something, and doesn't.
All I've got now, all I've been watching is Disguised Toast and Sykkuno play Among Us. And I feel like I will be very bad at the game. But inside, I feel like if I can just play like them, I'll be amazing at it. You might be wondering, I never introduced myself. Who am I? I'm your complex and excitable storyteller, APGamingREAL. Some have described me as mysterious and eloquent. Others have said I'm like the kind of man who would get a vinyl anime girl stamped onto his car. PlayStation 5 is out. Final Fantasy 16 has a trailer, and
I'm into it.
I'm halfway there.
Interested.
It looks like it's a full step back in graphics. It's all the way back to Final Fantasy 14, but it has chocobos, and it also has killing down.
No, dude, it's fucking awesome. The trailer is great.
There are parts of it that are just like, I'm a guardian knight of the prince. Okay. I must guard him. Teleport fight. This is Final Fantasy 15, but it's different.
Okay. Here's how I look at this. Have you played Advance Wars before?
Nope.
Okay. Everyone who's played Advance Wars, you will know this. The Final Fantasy, the 115 was Advance Wars, or 14? What was the one with the car boys?
15.
Car boys is 15. With teleporty guy.
Final Fantasy 15 was Advance Wars, the original.
Okay.
The new one that was just released is Advance Wars Days of Ruin.
I'm going to tell you one thing, Dave.
That's the definition.
Get ready for this. I feel like in the trailers, 16 doesn't even look like it's at the same technical level as 15. The graphics just
I don't give a fuck. I didn't play 15 because of the fact that it was a boy band game.
I did. That was the best part. Them sitting around the car, cooking a cup of noodles, going, boy, I sure do like a hot steaming cup of noodles. What do you like to add, Noctis? Are you a beef man or a chicken man?
Cup and noodle ad. Jesus.
It was a DLC and it was fucking glorious. Oh my god, it was good.
That was the only saving grace. That and the fishing. I was watching.
The fishing was all right. Yeah.
So I do this thing now where I talk, because my Discord community for Kinky is like fucking enormous. It's like 700, 800 people now. It's insane. So I sit in there and I like just sort of chat with people and that sort of shit. And we were, live talking over the fucking thing. And I basically said, look, if this game doesn't have fucking fishing, they fucked up. Like it's literally verbatim a clone of 15. And I don't give a shit about that. But if they don't put the fishing in, then they fucked up.
Well, here's the thing. Final Fantasy 16, the director is Yoshi P, who is the mastermind behind all the new 14 stuff. Like,
yeah, I'm not surprised. It looks
a team
like
from
14.
Heavensward. It's a team from Heavensward doing most of that. The combat designer
was great, but it had some
combat
parts
designer
that
is the guy from Dragon's Dogma.
Oh,
you know way more about this game. All right.
And the person who did the music was Drumurboy. That's how we know it.
No, it's Soken, the guy who does all the music for 14, and he's a fucking god. Him and Uematsu, like, they are just on another level.
I was just listening to Ascian Prime's theme last night, but only because Jesse Cox just beat Ascian Prime.
So the other thing I want to say about that whole reveal was fucking Demon Souls looks great outside of the fact that they made it so much faster. That game was slow as heck. And it needed to be slow as heck. I don't know how I feel about that game being super quick.
I think the trailer that they showed, they were on like some god mode shit because they were one hitting everything. They never took any damage or stagger. Like that game's gonna be more.
I mean that's true, but he also moves a lot quicker, and he was like mantling over shit and vaulting and.
I think that's just for the trailer, just to show people what's up.
Maybe, I don't know. But then they showed the fucking spider, and I'm like, oh, take me back, Daddy. Yeah. I want to go back to that game. That game is impossible to play again. Like you cannot go back and play that because most of the game. Who here has played Demon Souls? Just out of curiosity.
I haven't played it myself, but I lived with a dude who like played with it. I was on the couch.
So Demon Souls was like, if you think Dark Souls had like invasions and that sort of shit, right? Demon Souls was like even more stupid than that, because basically how many people died in the world would make the world more difficult for everyone playing it. So if a bunch of people went into a world and like if like 100 people went into a world and just jumped off a bridge, they would swing the alignment of the world from white to black. And if it was in black, the demons, everything in there would be super hard, but the loot would be much better. But if you pulled out your cable and didn't connect online, it only counted your deaths. So it was this weird sort of like internet, like mumbo jumbo weirdness. It was such a strange fucking game. I hope it works the same way. I really do. And you could fucking play as like people would go into a boss fight, and then you would just sometimes randomly you'd be playing, and then you just all of a sudden show up and you're the boss in someone else's game, and it's like, what the fuck, man? It was crazy. Oh man, Demon Souls, so good.
Yeah. God of War 2 announced. We all knew it was coming.
Yeah. But... So, okay, this is a legitimate question that came up. It's 3 years after God of War, right? The 2016 version. It was 2016, right? Or was it 2018 or something?
I think it was 18. 18 or 17.
It's 3 years after that. How are they like? Are they just going to reuse all the assets for the environment? Like, how will they change that shit?
They're probably going to reuse a lot, but the thing is, you know more about this than I do, but I just assume that first game took so long because they were rebuilding the entire engine and everything. And now that they have all that kind of in place, they're just upgrading it for the new system and using a lot of the previous assets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was hoping that they would show more new stuff, but they didn't really show. I mean, Harry Potter looked okay. I don't know, like.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Like is it
it's
a
like
MMO or is it a game as a service Destiny thing or what?
it gives me vibes of it being like Fallen Order. Like that's what I got from it. I looked at it and was like, that kind of reminds me of Fallen Order for a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
And if it's Fallen Order, I'm okay with that. You know,
Because I got like, it looks like an open world. Maybe they're going for like a Destiny kind of thing.
yeah, Destiny would be okay, but like, it's like 1980s Harry Potter.
Yeah.
It's very strange. Very strange concept, but
The Miles Morales shit looked dope. That looked great.
okay, do you know much about Spider-Man? Because here's the thing, I don't know much about Spider-Man. When he started shooting electricity, I was like, what?
He's
missing
got
something here?
different.
Like-
He's got Miles Morales has different power sets than Peter Parker.
Okay, so what? I mean, I know he can go invisible because that's what they did in that Spider-Man.
Yeah, he's got,
movie,
like-
but like,
He's got like more electricity kind of stuff, so he can like that part of the electricity. I think is part of his invisibility stuff as well.
the fuck? Okay. Yeah.
I'm
I
not.
don't know.
I'm
I
not
thought,
up on the new Spider-Man lore, but it looks cool,
Yeah.
man.
I don't know. I thought all of it was kind of disappointing. I thought because it felt like their PS Plus thing that they did was like a knee-jerk reaction to how the Xbox stuff is going. But,
Yeah. I mean,
where are you guys sitting with that stuff? Are you going Xbox or are you going PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Like
I'm just going
yeah?
Game Pass.
the Game Pass is real fucking good
Console.
value though.
I'm not gonna
You
buy a
getting both?
console.
PC, no console.
Yeah, PC Game Pass. If PS Plus or their PS whatever comes to some streaming thing via their PS Now, whatever that they already have, then I'll play PS games on PC streamed. Like
Mm.
it's not ideal, but the only console I would
No,
actually buy is a Switch right now. And I'm
Yeah,
gonna wait
Switch
until
is-
the
Switch
HD
is
one.
fantastic.
I'm gonna wait until the rumored HD thing happens. So
They
Switch is
don't
so
need
good.
to do HD, man. They have no reason to do HD.
they're probably trying to upgrade. Just like it's gonna be like docked only because they already have like the handheld only. They're probably gonna do a docked only thing that's like meant for high resolution TVs.
There is way too much games that use like functionality of the Switch like as a device that they would be alienating if they did that.
Well, they still got like they would be probably bundled with a Pro controller that has like those gyroscopic things in it anyway.
No, they touchscreen stuff.
Oh.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you guys see the new Oculus? Out of curiosity.
I saw something about it. I don't really care about Oculus because Facebook. I don't
Yeah.
use.
Yeah, I mean that is a thing.
The
but I
Sororitas
don't
game
really
looks
use-
okay. The flame
Mhm.
effects were terrible, though. The flamethrower was super anemic.
I guess. I mean,
When I
honestly-
think flamethrower, I'm thinking massive sheets and waves of flame, and it's literally just like a fire hose of flame.
It's like a garden hose.
Yeah, garden hose of flame. Exactly. It was not good.
It's funny. I've seen quite a few VR first-person shooter games where the graphics look so far behind the current non-VR. Like you compare them with like the current Call of Duties or that. Like I saw the one for the new Medal of Honor VR, which is looks like it's going back to like old Medal of Honor days, just in VR format. So it's like you're sacrificing a high amount of graphical fidelity to get the option to put yourself
Half-Life
in that.
Alyx has proved that you can get top-tier graphics.
Yeah,
without
so
that bullshit.
the what you're seeing there, James, is like so the Oculus Quest, which is the brand new Oculus thing, and the Oculus Quest 2 is what they announced today. Well, they announced it a couple of days ago, leaked it, but today was the actual event for it. That is a standalone device. It's kind of like a mobile, like it's kind of like a Switch basically, but for VR. Right, that's the best way to describe it. So it's completely standalone from every single other piece of hardware. You buy it, you buy games on it, and you play the games through it. And that has basically a mobile phone chipset in there, and it's like incredibly powerful, but it's not powerful enough to run things like Alex, like Half-Life Alyx, for example. So, but it is good enough to run like the Medal of Honor game or whatever, because developers design the games for the device that has the most people, and the most people happens to be in the Oculus Quest.
Yeah.
So But the thing you can do with the Oculus Quest is you can plug a USB-C cable into it, and then you can play the games on PC. Like you can play Half-Life Alyx from your PC, but it will be wired rather than wireless. So you can use a powerful PC to get the much more higher fidelity stuff in it. So when it comes to doing things like the Sororitas game that they released, they will most likely release a PC VR game version of it, which is, on Steam, for example, because it'd be silly not to. Like, that's where all the money is. So all those effects and stuff like that will probably be a lot better on the PC VR version than they would on the Oculus version. So, but yeah, that's the gist, I guess.
Yeah.
I've only started researching it the last couple of days, by the way. I think I'm going to get a Oculus 2, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. Like, it's cool that they're trying to get like nearly 4K resolution that close to your face, because that's where it could actually make a difference.
Yeah, so they got like one IP panel in the back of it and 2 lenses, and it's like 90 hertz refresh rate right up in your face. It's like the Oculus Quest 2 is like the same power as like the Index, the Valve, the latest Valve one. Granted, the latest Valve one is like what, 2 years old now or something like that. So
is it 2 years old? I thought it was like 1 year old, but it was $1,000.
Yeah, so this one is like $299 in comparison. So
Yeah.
like it's right up there with modern with the like the console lineup. So I don't know. So I feel like all the consoles and VR stuff are all coming together at like that one price point, which is super awesome for consumers.
Speaking of VR, anyone going to try Resident Evil 8 in VR?
Nope.
I mean, I will. I will play all my games in VR going forward.
I'm going to play Star Wars Squadrons and single player only in VR.
That short film was dope.
Oh shit, I forgot. I haven't seen it yet. Fuck.
It's
Wait,
so
was
good.
it? I saw that they released it, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
pass.
6-minute prequel film called Hunter. So,
Yeah,
quite good. Or
it's
Hunted.
very
Hunted.
good. Like, it's the best Star Wars media thing since maybe the Mandalorian trailer, the first Mandalorian trailer. I saw the second Mandalorian trailer. Didn't really show very much.
Yeah, I didn't go crazy over it, but let me tell you, those X-Wings look good.
I'm still stoked for Mandalorian 2 when the whole thing's out, so I can subscribe for a month, binge it, then cancel.
I did that for Mandalorian 1, and I just never undid mine.
I only did the free week and then never signed up.
At some point, I'm rewatching I'm going to watch the Mandalorian, how it was made. Because I need to absorb Star Wars production for no particular reason. Definitely not for an upcoming Star Wars TTRPG show.
Coral lives again.
Nope, sorry, Dave. The cast has already been decided before you were even informed about it.
Carl's an NPC.
Unbelievable.
Maybe you can guest star in the final episode as Coral.
As the Emperor of the Galaxy, Coral.
It takes place 500 years before our game, though. So
yeah, I'll be omnipotent.
No,
I'll be his dad. Dad's
great grandfather.
You don't have to explain anything. We learned this after Rise of Skywalker.
Please, I try to pretend like the sequels didn't happen.
Why are you here? You're 400 and 500 years in the future. Who cares?
Yeah.
Says JJ.
Who cares is definitely a thing that they said about that film.
Yeah.
I got to say that AP, your timing's pretty perfect for a Star Wars TTRPG with Squadrons coming out and Mandalorian Season 2 coming out.
Yeah.
We'll see how it works out. It's technically still my intro, but I feel like it got stolen from me. One thing I should mention tonight is that I'm feeling under the weather, so maybe we'll only do a half episode. It's not clear to me yet, but my tonsils are swollen, and my doctor says I have something viral, but not coronavirus. They were like, so definitely your symptoms.
Half an hour talking before everyone's intros.
Not coronavirus. So I've been drinking water all day, trying not to die. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I could have 2 or 3 more days of this, so I'm not feeling too well later on, or if my, what's that thing in the back of your throat? Your uvula? Uvula? Oh boy, I'm having trouble saying that. Starts hurting, I'm gonna probably call it in because I have I have more shows all week, so I can't have a swollen uvula.
I don't have any tonsils. Those got removed when I was a child.
Well, sorry that I still have my tonsils, unlike all the rest of you people. My tonsils are just fine until right now.
I was right on the cusp. Like, they stopped doing it when I needed to get my tonsils removed. They're like, oh, we don't do that barbaric practice anymore. I'm like, fucking take them out. Every year I have at least 4 days where it fucking, I'm just like, kill me.
I mean,
because of my fucking tonsils. So.
They did my son a year and a half ago, so they're still doing it now.
Yeah, they probably do it a little bit like,
oh my god,
they probably do it with more modern surgical techniques than before.
Yeah, they just fucking strap a rubber band around it and it drops off and then you swallow it.
No, they freeze it and then they do the rubber band to shatter.
Like bull testicles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Great, James. How's your week?
Good. Yeah, surprisingly few bull testicles in my week.
Fantastic. That's exactly what I want to talk about. We'll be asking everybody.
I went and saw Tenet, as I said before. Quite enjoyed it. For the people that say it's a cinema type film, it is a film that benefits from being in the cinema. Not quite to the extent of Inception, but I think that it has a lot of sort of big sound, big visual sort of events. You know, I enjoyed the film. I was torn between that and New Mutants. I've just been hearing a lot of bad stuff about, so I went and saw Tenet instead. Other than that, putting up more BattleTech Megamech content onto my YouTube channel, and got some more stuff painted, and that's pretty about it. Interestingly enough, now that I'm changing jobs, someone reached out to me from my last job, prior to my current job, and said, "Oh, yeah, I heard you're moving jobs. Would you be interested in coming back and working in New York again?" And I said, "Yeah, I have a pretty hard time convincing my wife to move to New York right now." So,
move to complete dystopia. I mean, relative paradise.
Yeah, you gotta understand that my wife is an anti-gun healthcare worker. So she's a bit paranoid about a couple of things about living in the US again. So, but yeah, that's been my week. Nothing else exciting.
Okay. Glimo.
So the couple highlights of my week was playing Sea of Thieves on Monday with AP and Rad, and for a brief time Eric Vulgaris, and then Pitbull for like however many hours when we fought all a million bajillion ghost skellies.
Six galleons and 2 fucking 3 sloops. It was long. It was a long battle.
And that wasn't even our mission. But it was, but that was fucking awesome. And then there was a lot of shit. And then in the middle of all of this, I turned on AP's channel to watch Oath of Endosteel. PS, subscribe to AP's Patreon so you can watch Oath of Endosteel. And I got the trailer for the new Dune movie that I didn't realize there was a new Dune movie. Mm-hmm. And the best thing in the trailer is the new orchestration of Pink Floyd's Eclipse.
Oh, Glimo, did you know that there's a new Dune movie? By the way?
I do now, and absolutely look up the trailer so you can hear the orchestral version of Eclipse, because it is fucking amazing. And then based on what I've seen, the movie might be hit or miss, but absolutely watch it for the Pink Floyd song.
You weren't excited about Jason Momoa as Duncan Idaho?
I honestly, no, I'm not, and didn't even notice it was him. Like, I understand when you translate something into a new medium, you can't be completely faithful to the old medium, and this goes, book to film or play to movie or whatever. Like different mediums are different and you need to do different things. When you can notice how badly they have changed the underlying story in a 3-minute trailer to make it almost indistinguishable from the action. Like, the only reason I knew it was Dune was because they all had straws up their noses in the desert scenes.
Really? They ripped like
Yeah, I
dialogue from the
disagree
book.
with you. It was pretty faithful to the book.
Have you seen the side-by-side comparison?
So I reread the book for the first time in like 30 years.
Yeah.
Last year, because I had 3 long plane trips in a row. I was like, you know what, Dune, perfect. Like, there was a lot of shit that was just.
Look, man, I'm gonna be 100% straight with you.
I don't know how many trailers there are.
It's impossible to do a straight Dune movie, and here's why. The book is literally like, all right, there's a traitor. His name is Yui. All right. In a couple of chapters, he's going to fucking murder everybody. Yes. You can't start a movie with this guy right here. Look at his face. This is the traitor. Look at this guy. He's going to kill everyone.
I understand when you translate, but it seems.
Also, since you didn't know there was a Dune movie, this is going to be 2 Dune movies. They split the book into 2 parts.
Okay. All right.
So,
then,
that's probably where some of the confusion might be happening, because the director, Denis Villeneuve, the guy who did Blade Runner 2049. So the atmosphere, he's got the atmosphere down. I don't like some of his aesthetic choices already, but
he had to work with big name actors, and I think casting. Yeah. I don't like Jason Momoa that much, but I think he did a good job of putting Jason Momoa where he needs to be. If you're going to have Jason Momoa in the film, Duncan Idaho is pretty much where he's at.
But
Batista as the Harkonnen, as the Beast and the Butcher.
Yeah,
holy shit, that's a fucking incredible casting.
Yeah.
Now that he's there, I can't imagine anyone else doing the job.
I have a little bit more faith in him, just because like he would not do Dune the movie unless he could do 2 parts and be mostly faithful to the book. The only like big change that they made is they changed Lead Kynes into a woman, which doesn't really affect the character that much at all.
Well, they took out Fade too, didn't they? Like is Fade in the books originally, or
Fade Arthur's in the books.
They've taken him out for this film. Apparently, he's not. His character
they're not. He's not played by Sting anymore, but but the one shot of Baron Harkonnen. Was it one of the Skarsgård brothers is Harkonnen? He only got like 3 seconds in the trailer, but like it's pretty.
I thought it was Werner Herzog at first. No, okay.
So I want to jump back to Dave. You can't have The Rock playing anybody but The Rock. The literal only character The Rock plays is himself.
I don't know. He played a cheerleading high school girl in Jumanji. So get fucked, nerd.
As The Rock, though. As The Rock.
Yeah, but he's still a high school cheerleader. Come on now.
As The Rock.
Look, he also played a plank of wood in Walking Tall, okay? That was an amazing role for him.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, and he used to do this really small role
as Dante Fierro.
For a stage production known as WWE, as The Rock.
He was The Rock there. Yeah.
Yeah, Dwayne Johnson was great as The Rock. He did an amazing job.
Thank you. Amazing. Yeah. Incredible.
Look, did anybody see the trailer for Freaky this week?
I don't even remotely know what that is.
So, do you remember the old Disney Freaky Friday concept?
Oh, boy. Do I ever. We're talking Lindsay Lohan, right?
Oh, even going further back, like the.
Oh, right. There was an earlier version of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's it. So it's a off the wall, low budget horror movie, which is the Freaky Friday concept, where it's a college student swapping with a serial killer, and Vince Vaughn is the serial killer slash.
That's some like Neil Gaiman level
awesome.
Shit. Yeah,
I love that idea.
It's definitely a gallows humor style horror film. Like it's in that sort of like that teen slasher genre.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that movie called Happy Death Day. Did you watch that one? It was just like Groundhog Day, but
Yeah, I
like,
think it's the same. I think
Yeah.
it's the same director. Same director as that. I think.
Happy
So,
Death didn't Happy
Ah.
Death Day also get a sequel, and they were
Yeah,
both
happy,
actually
happy,
pretty
happy,
good.
happy Death Day
Yeah,
to You
they're-
is the sequel. Yeah.
They're both
they're
good.
they're both really good. Like surprisingly good. Like when I saw a trailer for that movie, I'm just like, you know what? That
Yeah.
fucking makes sense. Like that.
By
Makes
the end of the
sense. Like, why
trailer,
is
it's
that-
like, oh, okay.
yeah. It's what was that Tom Cruise movie that they ripped off that fucking manga?
Live, Die, Repeat.
No, it was the one
Oh.
where he's a space dude.
What is that? I can't remember the name of it.
Oblivion or
No, it's
Tom Cruise. What a guy. What a guy. Scientologist Tom Cruise. Don't
Couch
forget.
Jumper.
No,
Jumper
Edge of
Listen,
Tomorrow.
Couch jumping was
Edge
weird.
of Tomorrow.
Edge of
That's what it
Tomorrow,
was.
that's
Yeah. It's called Live, Die, Repeat now.
What?
They changed the name of the film twice.
Like post-release?
Yes.
What?
Look it up on Wikipedia.
Why? Why?
I don't know. I just
Marketed. No, it was marketed as Live, Die, Repeat. Now it's
Right.
Edge of Tomorrow.
correct. I said Live,
Is
Die,
that
Repeat because that's the name
did they
of
have
it.
like? Did they have like fucking? Because you know,
Flip
it's
it,
based
audience.
on
I was right. I was fucking right. No one believed me.
Weren't they
Because
making
you know it's
Edge of Tomorrow
based on
2
a-
release date? Yeah, they're making
maybe.
Edge of Tomorrow 2. I thought I heard about that somewhere.
So it's based on a manga called All You Need Is Kill, which is an amazing manga, by the way, in case you haven't read it. And when they did the Tom Cruise movie, I was just like, it's literally verbatim the manga. Like, I don't know if they took it or stole it, or if it's an iteration of it or something. I'm just trying to.
To be fair, like dying and coming back and like living Groundhog Day. in a war
it
is,
was
like not an original
literally
concept.
like no, it was 100% identical. Like.
Oh,
To the
okay.
point where like he's like an alien, like he's fighting aliens and he's wearing like a big spacesuit or whatever. And the only way he can do it is by living up to the bitch girl or whatever who's like gonna help him get through it. It's 100% that.
So when
Really
you say
good.
that he ripped it off, the writer of that manga is the writer of Edge of Tomorrow.
Boom. Got it.
There you go. That's like 100%.
He
the
didn't rip
reason
it off.
for
He just repeated himself. That's fine.
He just made the exact same thing. So yeah.
All right. Got anything
Fucking
else,
Tom
Glimo?
Cruise.
I feel like we were in the middle of yours.
I
got derailed by
way
Dune
moved
because
on and was gonna say let's play some Cyberpunk because you're feeling bad and
you
we've
can't.
been
You
doing
can't though. We have more intros to do.
perfect.
But
Okay,
I
I'm done.
believe in Dune. I am willing to give it a shot.
If,
You
I
know,
think that the
anyone who-
sci-fi
I'll
series
watch
is
it.
okay.
I'll watch another trailer.
I mean, I'm not going to watch a trailer. I'm just going to watch the movie.
But by all means, the Pink Floyd song Eclipse, that version is fucking amazing, and go YouTube that.
You
for,
know-
like, days on end.
you know why they chose that too, though? It's because Pink Floyd was slated to do some songs for Jodorowsky's Dune, and Denis Villeneuve has been following this since Jodorowsky was trying to do Dune. So he's like, he's there for the source material. I've got a little faith in him.
I will just bitch about it if it's bad afterwards. But I will
That's
watch
the
it.
spirit.
Drumurboy, what do you got?
Finished the roleplay Star Wars thing today. Just sent it off to a buddy to get like second opinions because I've been working on it so long.
You know,
my
I'm one of your
perspective is
buddies.
gone. I mean, someone who does music for a living.
Shit.
There we
That's
Arthur is
true.
also interested in Star Wars things right now.
I am.
Sure.
I can't talk about it, but yes.
But that's mostly done. I'm just waiting for feedback, and like he's gonna run it through a plugin called Gulfos, which is an AI EQ. Basically, it like listens to the track and like anything that's happening, it'll like try to fix things that are broken, which is great because it's dynamic. It's doing it while the thing is running.
You
Instead
said
of-
Gulfoss?
Yeah, GULLFOSS,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
like a $200 AI EQ plugin.
I understand. The first thing I went to is Gallstaff the Sorcerer from the Dungeons and Dragons 8-bit cartoon.
Oh,
I am Gallstaff
Oh.
the Sorcerer. I
Sorcerer
cast
of
magic
light and
missile.
darkness.
Sorcerer of Light, please.
Yeah, Sorcerer of Light. Yeah,
I
my
mean,
apologies. It's been a while.
it might be named after something like that.
That's the Dead Alewives. Thank
Yeah,
you very
Dead
much.
Alewives Club.
You'd be surprised how many software, like music software DSP development is a nerdy thing. People will name things after weird
Trust
old
me,
D&D
I've
shit.
seen NASA white papers. I know. Yeah, people will name things after weird
and
shit.
a lot of guitar pedals, like most of the guitar pedals from the 80s and 90s, are named after like sex jokes.
Wow.
Like the Big Muff. It's an overdrive pedal, you know?
Man, we need to bring back the muff. You know what I mean?
Other than that, immediate minute, I watched Knives Out, which was good.
Yeah, you like it? They're making a sequel. It's gonna have Daniel Craig in it still.
What are
They
what's
have-
it going to be called?
that's-
Knives More Out?
No,
Knives Outier?
No, they have to change the name because apparently the guy who owned the name was like, no.
Yeah.
Apparently, or something like
I could
that, so-
imagine Daniel Craig being the main character of the next one, like following him to whatever thing he has.
Let me ask you this: Did you have it like in your head that you knew the fucking answer? And were you right?
I did, and I was half right.
You were half right. Okay.
I was right until I suddenly wasn't right, and then it got better, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
until if you guys don't know, A Knives Out is a classic whodunit murder mystery clue.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good. It was such a good time.
Yeah. It
It's real
reminds me.
good.
It reminded me a little bit of what's that movie? Something Hotel. It's another whodunit.
Did anybody watch the Kenneth Branagh Murder on the Orient Express a few years ago? 'Cause
No.
No.
Now the same company's gone and done Death on the Nile now. So this is Kenneth Branagh as Hercule Poirot.
Is
So-
Murder on the Orient Express... Let me ask. Does it end the same way that the book does?
Yes,
Okay,
but
then I don't need to watch
it's,
it.
It's an ensemble cast, so it's Daisy Ridley. It's got Madonna in it. It's got
Does Daisy
Uh,
Ridley climb around an air vent?
Grand Budapest Hotel. That's what it is.
yeah, okay, yeah. But once again, Death of the Nile is another ensemble cast. I know Gal Gadot is the main actress they put in it as well.
Oh, nice. Actually, James reminded me that I'd only watched part of Tales from the Loop, so I went and finished that this week. It's mostly good. There's kind of
Box quote right there.
There are good episodes and bad episodes.
yeah, but they all are necessary for you to get it at the end. There's just a couple episodes that are a little bit fillery.
Oh, I fucking hate that shit.
Not that they're bad episodes, but they're not like all the way consequential to the plot. of
I
the
feel that way
overarching
about
thing.
Raised by Wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still enjoying it, but it has filler episodes.
Yeah.
Wait, have you got any? There was a Kingdom TV show that came out recently. It was about like feudal Japan, but with zombies. I think it's called Kingdom something. Kingdom something. Hang on.
I want to jump back
Sorry.
to what you were talking about earlier, James. I'm not going to watch Murder on the Orient Express because I've read the book, so I pretty much know how that's going to go. And like Lenito is saying, I've seen all of the Hercule Poirot TV series, so that's like 13 seasons. Monk, all of the Sherlock Holmes stuff, even the bad ones, even the movies with Iron Man that weren't really that good. I mean, they were acceptable, but not great.
Oh, it's just called Kingdom. I don't know why I think it was something else. It's just called Kingdom.
Yeah. But if you're going to watch Tales from the Loop, like watch the whole thing, because the last two episodes are friggin' amazing, but you
Right.
don't get there unless you know what happened in the previous episodes. Even though some of the episodes only have like one plot relevant thing, which sometimes happens, but it's also a very important part.
I'll tell you what, Drumurboy, you've been talking about Tales from the Loop a lot, and since I recommend stuff to other people so often, I should accept other people's recommendations. As soon as I'm done with Away on Netflix, which I might be done with sooner rather than later because it's not very good, I'll check it out on Amazon Prime.
There are 8 episodes, usually about an hour long.
I'll have to get it in between watching Disguised Toast win at Among Us constantly.
Dude,
If you guys,
so good.
Speaking of Amazon
Yeah,
Prime, are you going to do another watch party one of
No,
these days?
I'm never
AP?
doing another watch party.
Okay.
It was just you. You were the only one in the audience, and you didn't say anything. I was like, "Oh man, this is my favorite episode. It's the first one. He shoots the drug dealer through the door at the knee level." And I was like, "Chat is crickets right now."
So that was my problem, was that you weren't saying anything over the thing,
didn't
and so
wanna
I kept not looking at chat.
I didn't want to interrupt anyone's viewing experience while Michael Weston was Westoning. Well, you don't
watch
talk over
parties-
Michael
You're in
Weston.
the same
Wait.
place that I am with the watch party. It's really hard to make it work.
did you
Like
watch?
I feel like you've got to do like
Yeah.
Rocky Horror Picture Show or something that's like super audience
gotta-
interactive.
Yeah, you've got to do like kind of a bad movie that no one cares about, so you and your chat can all roast it.
Wow.
It's like
I
watching
watched
Batman.
Mystery Science Theater.
Start with the Evil
Yeah.
Dead, and then you're good, right?
Wow.
Like that
Wow,
movie
wow,
was
wow.
designed to be talked over, as far as I'm
Oh,
concerned.
speaking of Evil Dead, I also got bored of Destiny a little bit because all their content was pushed to November 10th. So like they're only repeating the end of the season, or like the second last week of the season content until the last week of the season, which got delayed. So I've been playing Dead Rising 2 in the interim.
Yes, my
Dude.
dude. Oh my god.
Dead Rising is a hell of a time.
Fucking
Man.
guilty pleasure for me, that game series.
I don't
the
have
third
guilty
one
pleasures.
was-
I just like what I like.
The third one was annoying because any game that doesn't have Chuck
Chuck Green
Frank
or
West,
Frank West, yeah.
No, fuck Chuck. Frank West. You have to be Frank West. You have to be like that series only works when you're self-serving. Like you have to be a complete, like the character has to be a complete fucking waste of space, or else the series doesn't work. Like,
Yeah, I never played the third one. Was it the third or the fourth one where it was like in a city?
the
You
third
were a
one is where you're
mechanic.
like a mechanic, and it was
Yeah.
just like, ooh, who cares? And then the fourth one was just like, back to Frank, let's go.
Dude, I will play the fourth one because like the third one seems like it tried to take itself too seriously. And 1, 2 off the record where you're Frank West in the number 2 world, and then number 4 is like campy and awesome. And
Here's the order which you play: 1, off the record, and then 4. Don't worry about the rest.
I'm playing the Chuck Green one because like because chainsaws on a motorbike is fucking great.
I mean, here's the thing: off the record still gives you chainsaws on a motorbike. You just all of a sudden overweight Frank West.
But you're not a motocross champion in Terror is Reality, where you ride around on a motocross bike with 2 chainsaws on the side and try to kill all the zombies.
Okay, but let me ask you this:
match.
what's better? A slim, fit, awesome individual wearing a Mega Man outfit, or overweight as fuck, annoying, pissed off old Frank West wearing a slim fitting Mega Man costume?
I mean Frank West, but I'm gonna play them both. I still remember the weird like gorilla deboweling of a zombie in Dead Rising 1 that you get, because Frank West can just like grab their intestines and rip them out of their body.
There will never be a better launch exclusive than Dead Rising. Like 100%. Xbox 360 launch title, Dead Rising 1, never ever going to be better than that. Like hands down.
Yeah,
best launch title.
I kind of want to, like, I had Dead Rising 1, but I lost it in Games for Windows Live when that got disappeared.
Evaporated.
Yeah, so now I have to, like, if I want to play that again, I'd have to rebuy it on Steam, which I'm not against doing. It's just I don't have a lot of money. I'm a musician. So unless suddenly Dead Rising shows up on Game Pass.
It probably is, dude. Yeah.
Maybe.
Drummy, you got anything else?
No, Knives Out's great. Tales from the Loop is great. Dead Rising 2 is a classic if you're into those kind of campy zombie horde games.
Okay. Dave.
All I'll say is go watch Last Breath on Netflix. That's it. That's me.
All right. Well, you said plenty of other stuff, but I'll accept that as.
No, that's my only introduction, Arthur.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I'll buy that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unlikely, but sure. Anything else we need to discuss before I mark down skip introductions? All right, there it is. It's on the table. So, previously, you got caught up in some bullshit. You've got JC Denton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Who you've tasked with following Cynthia Coden. Will he do it? Won't he do it?
No. Oh yeah. Okay, that's the right answer right there.
I don't think it was very clear. He was very upset about the amount of synth coke that he got.
He got €1,000 worth of synth.
That's
coke
one
for
synth
fucking
coke. That's
showing
exactly
up.
one synth coke. You just
Dude,
paid. You paid for his airplane
You did
fare.
overpromise and underdeliver.
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry. That was not me. That was another client of mine who said
You did overpromise.
Pascal.
I might have underdelivered, but you way overpromised on the phone with your piles and piles and
that was dead cop synth coke. You never know what that shit's cut with.
Pascal is being hunted
That's why he'll come back.
by a notorious netrunner by the name of Sledge.
but none of us know that.
But none of us know that, but the audience does. Colton harvested some organs in the middle of a race riot.
Oh, I also was doing my homework between sessions. And
Yeah, you developed some new drugs?
Well, things I need to roll about.
Okay.
Because I need to make sleepy time darts last longer and be easier to.
Well, like I said, if you have a recipe, right, you've made the roll to develop one new drug. So if you have a recipe ready to give me,
is that how it works? Because I thought there was difficulty and then side effects.
There are. I mean, the drug chapter tells you what you need to do in order to develop the drug.
Yeah, but it also says you need to succeed on a roll because there's a difficulty.
Drummer and I had a very real talk conversation about what Pascal would want for new drugs.
Yeah.
And some knowledge that probably hasn't come up on this stream before it came out. But Pascal does, despite being a real sociopath that doesn't value human life at all, he also isn't a sadist. He has the needle gun for those non-lethal situations. He doesn't want, other than his brother, he doesn't want people.
Wait, are we talking about the same character here?
Yeah. We are.
So don't get me wrong. He doesn't value life. If he's decided you don't exist, then you don't exist, and you get a bullet in your brainstem.
Glimo, it sounds like right now you're trying to convince the jury that you're not a psychopath.
No, he's absolutely a psychopath. No, actually, he's a sociopath. But he doesn't take pleasure in causing pain. If you're gonna die, then you're gonna die. But if you're not gonna die, then you just get the needle in the back of your neck and you pass out for a while.
The gist of our conversation was, how fucked up do you want it to be? Oh, you don't want it to be very fucked up.
You don't want to be cancer causing and also makes you sterile, right?
So no nerve damage. Oh, sterile is on the table.
Okay.
But
so you've rolled a 20, which means you can create a drug up to a difficulty of 20. It would be very tough to make a drug higher than 20 since there is only one drug with a difficulty higher than 20.
I was just confused what the base was because going on duration, going from rounds to minutes.
Yes, it is a big leap. Yes, that's true.
It's a ×2 multiplier. So I wasn't sure how, if I would need to add on side effects to make this happen or
probably.
What?
Yeah, almost certainly.
Okay.
You know what also pissed me off?
You're going to need side effects to bring
the
price down.
Yeah. What pissed me off the most about this was that if you wanted to make an intentionally awful drug, you could very easily. Yeah. In fact,
chat helped me make one.
Like if your intention, like I honestly feel like making a drug should calculate your intention more than it should calculate like the side effects and stuff. Because if your intention is to make a safe drug, it should be difficult. But if your intention is to make a very addictive and like destructive drug, which is very easy to do in the game, it should be like, yeah, it's difficult because that's what you're aiming to do. You know, like.
So what was
I don't know.
what was
It
the
seems
drug?
weird.
What was the drug that Pascal uses? Was it in the book or is it something else?
Which drug?
No, it's not in the book, but
It's a basic drug. I can get you the formula for it.
Because basically, I want to.
Yeah, AP has it faster than I do.
I think it's a strength check to
It's in Discord.
yeah.
Yep.
-1 to save versus sleep. It's going to be like
So it forces you to make a stun save at -1.
It's the two things were easier to make it effective, so make the save harder by 1 probably,
and longer rounds, yes,
and longer duration.
Yeah.
And the two side effects that we're willing to put on it are a -1 temporary reflex penalty and a sterility.
Like temporary penalties, I'm happy with. You know, like if it's temporary penalties, fine. Put all of them on there.
Okay.
So
we can talk about the drugs.
We can talk about it offline. We're not going to do it this session anyway.
We're literally still in the middle of.
I've got too many of my existing sleep darts that I already have to pay you for.
I was just confused whether I needed to make another roll or not.
No, your roll is set as long as you design a drug difficulty 20 or lower. The first thing that we see is a black and white scene of Pascal telling the head of the Tagalog Mafia that his team will be available to run a job for him in exchange for finding Lawson, his adopted brother, Robert Lawson of Lawson Wellness. Then we cut to the present, and familiar figure Kenny Cross is stepping up onto a stage. There's a podium there. The podium is red, white, and blue. There's an American flag on a stand next to it. As he's coming up on stage, he walks up to the flag. He hugs it. He rubs his face up on it. He moves in. He dips the flag as one would dip a dancing partner and kisses it, and the crowd is exploding. They're like, this is the greatest thing they've ever seen. He goes with the double V's up to the podium and says, Kenny Cross, everybody! The audience is fucking losing their mind. People are fainting in the front row at the idea that he would show up to a thing he's scheduled to do. And he says, now listen, y'all know me. Y'all know what I'm here for. I would like to announce my candidacy. I am running for comptroller of Redline City. Your comptroller. And people are losing their fucking minds. And he's like, now,
shit.
You might think that that's unusual. And I have to tell you, I know. I'm anti-Megacorp. But I told you once, I told you again, you can't live in a world without Megacorps. They bring what you need out the ground. They get you your dyes so you can dye your blue jeans. You know me, I live in a cabin in the woods. I make my own food. You seen my house. You know that I'm not on any corporate payroll. But back in the day, when I was a young man, I signed up with Medtech and I fought off the evil other corporations, Euro business machines. Everybody's like, boo, fuck Europe. Arasaka. Everyone's like, no, boo, fuck Japan. That's right. America's the greatest, fuck everybody else. Now, let me tell you something. When I become your comptroller, I will be representing Medtech, America Medtech. That's an American company. We're Americans. You're American, you and me. Now, I want to see Redline City to have a bright white day. Okay? I don't want the sun to rise over this city, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay? We need to keep these Arasaka fellas out of Redline City, and as your comptroller, I'll do it. Now, you know I love you. You know I love America. You know I love my adopted son, Vincent. You know I love Medtech, and you know I love the American flag. He walks off to the side of the stage and starts kissing the flag again. People are losing their minds. And a banner that says Kenny Cross for comptroller of Redline City. We zoom out.
What is a comptroller, by the way? Am I the only one who doesn't?
Treasurer, essentially. Not quite, but close enough.
Okay, all right. Sorry, I thought it was like some sort of like fat conductor sort of thing.
A comptroller is a managerial level position responsible for supervising accounting and financial reporting.
Yeah, and auditing as well.
Technically, it's treasurer, but comptroller sounds really fancy.
Okay.
CFO of the city was a corporation.
Yeah.
Also has the word troll in it. Which
does have the word troll in it. Pascal, this is not your intro. It's actually Colton's.
What?
Colton, you were watching this on television when you get a knock at your door.
I'm not getting screwed for once.
True.
I'll probably this is a nice neighborhood.
Yeah. Tell us what the inside looks like. This is our first time seeing your house.
Pretty much.
Do you have any furniture yet?
I have a futon. That's it.
Live in squalor. Go into debt.
Probably
wow, too real.
After the successful organ harvest, he might have bought a table or something.
No, you stole 2 cinder blocks from the local hospital that's being built for the children. Well, now we can't build the hospital. Sorry, kids.
If they're short 2 cinder blocks and they can't find 2 more, they have a very serious funding problem.
It's a Simpsons reference.
It's a Simpsons reference.
I haven't watched Simpsons in a decade.
Just to make sure that people don't think I'm a complete fucking crazy person.
Given the shit with Pascal and also how much Colton hates nearly everyone, he's gonna look in the peephole. But
okay, there's a guy. He's got a shaved head. He's wearing a nice dress shirt and slacks with the well-shined shoes, and he's standing there with a clipboard and a pen. He's looking around, he's knocked on your door, but he's aware that it's gonna take you a while to get to the door, so he's just like, oh, hello neighbors, hello people down the street, hello.
If I roll awareness notice, can I notice anything?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, get that IT, bro.
There are things to be noticed.
14. How's that do you?
You have some understanding that this person is a member of a organization that has been causing some amount of discussion in the local area. This is the first time you've seen one personally in a while. This guy is a member of a street gang called the Red Chrome Legion.
Do I have history with them?
Probably not. So they're kind of, I want you to imagine, what are those guys called now? The guys that slap each other's butts while reciting the names of cereal.
Cricket players.
No, the Proud Boys. Proud Boys.
Oh.
Yeah, these guys are like the cyber version of Proud Boys, essentially. They're a little Gestapo, they're a little brown shirt, they're a little of everything, but they're kind of just really bad super nationalist murder junkies.
And me being clearly not American
would not be great. Yeah, probably not gonna be best friends.
He's not here for good reason, so I'm gonna tell him to get the fuck away.
Okay, so you're saying that through the door?
Yeah, get fucking lost.
Doctor, please. I came here to speak with you personally. I understand you might have reason to not want to talk to me, but I want to talk to you, and I mean you no harm. I came to offer a sort of arrangement between you and myself.
Shoot him. It's the only answer.
We can talk through the door. What's
Okay.
the arrangement?
Yeah, that's very acceptable, Doctor. Well, I can't.
Hold on, wait a second. Actually, I gotta piss. Hold
Loudly
on.
cock the gun behind the door.
No, it's like
Okay, I'm ready.
gotta piss. Okay, give me a second, and then I'm gonna go get my rifle and point it at the door.
Okay. Do you loudly cock it or prepare it in any way?
Oh, it's got bullets in it.
Yes.
And I assume my door's fairly.
That is how most guns work, although I would talk about gun safety with you if you're leaving a loaded rifle lying around at your house.
No, it's the button he pushes, and then the thing slides down from the roof, like in Fifth Element. He
No.
just takes the gun out.
No.
No, it's probably.
You have a futon, so you probably just picked it up off the ground.
Yeah.
It's not like you have a cool ceiling thing.
No,
No,
it's
he,
like
the money he spent from the thing is just to get a nice little gun rack, like a samurai sword holder, but like for a gun.
no, the only things in my apartment are the flat pack table that I haven't assembled yet, the futon, a couple of boxes of ammo, and my gun, and like my medical gear, like bags.
The
dude,
gun is on
please
top
tell
of the
me-
ammo boxes.
No. Please tell me it's the ammo boxes and then the unpacked table on top as the table. Like
It's still in flat pack. It's still in flat pack. I haven't assembled it. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the legs of the table are the ammo
Yeah.
boxes, and the flat pack is just sitting on top.
Sure, that's
That's
like a
okay.
temporary solution until I have time to fucking build the table.
All right, so you're not making any gun noises as you approach this guy.
No,
You're
it's just
already
like-
ready to go. You flip
No,
the
but I'll,
safety.
I'll like twist the fucking faucet to be like, I'm washing my hands, and then turn it off and come out and like put the gun up against I'm putting the gun up against the door, so if he says something or if he makes hostile movements, he's gonna get a belly of lead. But
Now you're there,
Goodness.
Doctor.
yeah, I'm here.
I
Sorry, those
appreciate you washing
Energy
your
drinks
hands.
energy drinks go straight through me.
It is the sort of care and skill of a man who would wash his hands that I am here to speak to you about.
Oh,
Medical
okay.
professional.
A professional, yes. You might know about our organization. There is a certain reputation about us that is less trustworthy than it could be. In our line of work, occasionally people suffer injuries. And we are looking for trustworthy gentlemen like yourself, discreet, that can be paid a sum of money, keep things off of a hospital record. Minor wounds and the like. Occasionally, minor surgical procedures. We're just
What's in it
looking
for
to be
me?
friends and pay you a reasonable rate, Doctor. I understand that you are unattached. We've looked into your genealogy, and it would appear that your family is dead, and you need friends. We can be those friends.
I have friends. What's in it for me?
Money.
What's your fair offer?
What would you like to be paid for these kind of favors?
Is this a weekly thing or a monthly thing?
We would be willing to put you on retainer and then pay you on a per procedure basis from there.
€5,000 bucks flat a month plus extra for extra work.
He laughs. It's just 5,000 euro bucks flat. I could get 5 people into a full trauma team membership for that much.
Well, then do that and leave me alone.
How about 500 euro bucks flat, and we can discuss a reasonable procedure rate? It might be good to have friends like us, Doctor. You never know who might come for you. I mean, you're so foreign. People like us, we could protect you from those who might hurt you.
At this point, I'll cock the gun.
Okay.
It's a nice futon you got there. What do you say we've got damaged?
I can see that you're not interested, Doctor. Perhaps I'll return at another date once you've had some more time to think about it.
If you come back, I won't be so subtle about the gun.
I'm the kind of man that doesn't take no for an answer.
I won't wash my hands before using the gun.
Yeah. Do you know how much?
The ammo.
Do you know how much the ammo is? Do you know how much I could get for your eyes, ears, lungs, heart?
You're far enough away from the door that you can't really see anything through the peephole, right?
Yeah.
But you hear him sigh and then turn and start walking away and says, I'll be back.
I'll yell in Spanish and stay out. And then I'll let Bishop know that there may be trouble soon. That a gang member has tried to recruit my medical expertise. I said no, and they might be back. So be prepared.
Bishop, what are you doing when you get this text? And I say text, but it's really an email. And I'm talking email where email used to take like 5 to 10 minutes to go from one location to another.
What time of the day is this?
Morning. Early morning.
Morning. Okay. So probably at home eating some sort of tasteless cereal. And then because it's all in my Times Square, so I just sort of stop and look up, reading the text on my own eyes, and then I'll take up my cell and phone him.
Yeah. Man, you really are old school. You phone people?
It's faster than the text. Are you in any immediate danger?
No, I'm just letting you know that these people really don't like foreigners, and that's me.
And where are you? You're at home?
I'm at home. My concern is my refusal to help them, and them being particularly anti-foreigner, could cause some problems in the future.
How attached are you to that apartment or house, whatever it is you're in?
I look at my 3 or 4 belongings, not very, but I can find another one pretty fast.
It might be
have all that
safer
organ.
to relocate in the short term while we deal with this problem. What gang was it?
Who are they again, Arthur?
Red Chrome Legion.
Red Chrome Legion.
Can I, Arthur, pull up any information that the police just have on record about them?
Yes. So Red Chrome Legion is locally treated as kind of like the police's local little buddies. When the cops can't touch somebody for some reason, somehow information will end up on Red Chrome Legion's list, and that politician they couldn't quite reach, that Megacorp guy that they couldn't quite touch, Red Chrome Legion will clean it up for them. To be clear, they work for state police, not for corps. Yeah. The local Red Chrome Legion here is a little less what one would call pure Red Chrome. It's a global organization, of course. Around here, it's taken on more of a pro-American, anti-European bent than the normal pro-white people, fuck everybody else bent.
So it's kind of like a motorcycle club where individual chapters are distinct from their sort of core.
This chapter is a bit more accepting of people of non-whiteness, as long as they're anti-European. And by European, they mean Megacorps from Europe.
And what are the numbers like in Redline?
Their numbers are somewhere around 900 members. Each one has gotten a procedure to get cyber chipped for shooting skills.
So, you mean chip socket, or do you mean
chip socket? Yeah, they all have chip socket, yeah. And they all, if they aren't good at shooting a gun, they get chipped. So they've got serious money to back them in that regard. They don't always have the best weapons because they stick to legal guns, which means no assault weapons, Usually.
The combat
Automatics.
skill chips are usually quite controlled, aren't they? They're usually restricted to police or military.
Correct.
Yeah.
Really? I
Yeah.
thought that they were like free to be.
No, so any combat skill or any skill over 3+3 with a chip is a controlled item. I mean, it's still like a license. You can get license for gun skills up to +3.
Yep.
But anything over +3 is military only.
I didn't think you could get chips above +3.
You can. The
can.
wagons, they're black chips.
Yep.
Okay.
The rules are not in the regular book, I think.
And they screw with your brain too,
Yes,
because
they
your
do.
brain's not meant to absorb that much information from a device.
Woohoo!
Yeah, think of a chip as like, basically, when a chip takes over, it's very robotic. So if you're shooting a gun, for example, it's like, your hand will just move and shoot, sort of thing.
Seriously, what's the film that's recently not reboot? The Australian Upgrade. Watch Upgrade. You'll thank me for it.
I've seen Upgrade. It's fucking nuts.
All right,
They're making
so
Upgrade 2, I think, as well.
I think I've not heard of that. Okay,
I think so.
or they're doing a TV series spin-off. It looks like maybe. Anyway, we're back to intro territory now.
Yeah.
So they're probably not going to come back straight away. They're probably going to give you some time to think about it and then see if they can give you one more standover. So you're not in any immediate threat. Maybe, where do you live?
I'll tell them where I live. It's like the moderate zone.
Okay. Next time they come back, give me a call and keep them talking, and I'll see if I can come and dissuade them from further interactions.
You'll have a nice, pleasant conversation between gentlemen.
Yeah. I do have a slightly more capability, like a one-on-one thing. At least I have my cyber arm, which is a good bashing weapon, and also a hypodermic needle in one of my fingers that I can load up with some terrible drug.
Maybe a little something you're cooking up for Pascal. You got the prototype.
Yeah, pretty much. I messed up the side effects on this one. This one's carcinogenic.
Even if I don't kill you, you'll still die eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'll probably just like deadlock the door and go to work. I assume we're all going to the office, or like.
Pascal, on your way to the office, you get a call from your dad.
Hello, Father.
My son, I still don't have a Filipino accent, but I am 100% Filipino. My voice actor would, in fact, have a very good Filipino accent. Allow me to say this. I have not found your adopted brother, who I care nothing for. But I have found the location of your girlfriend, Kiara. She's being moved in a few hours. I can get you the location where the transfer to a aerial vehicle is happening. You would like to intercept that transfer.
Yes, please.
I will have my people send it in an electronic mail to your people. Tomorrow I will have a task for you and your crew that you have assembled to do for me.
Thank you for this. And absolutely, I understand the price.
Think nothing of it. We are family. He hangs up the phone. The theme from The Godfather plays on fully Filipino instruments. Traditional.
We gotta get Vulgaris to do this for us.
It's true. I think that one's gonna be pretty tough because I literally can't name a single Filipino native instrument, but I'm sure there are enough of them to create the Godfather theme.
Everyone's got their own flavor of wind instrument. There's probably
Yeah, and guitar as well, you know.
Yeah.
here in America, we got the banjo.
I
I knew that was gonna happen.
The tumpong.
Way slower than that.
Bamboo flute used by the Megwindanon. It's the nose flute.
Oh, interesting.
We have a bamboo violin. They use gongs.
Oh man, I'm down with gongs. There are never enough gongs except in like video games. Video games use gongs all the time and a good purpose.
Eric, I know you're going to watch this on YouTube. Please make this happen. Or in the words of Monday Night, you know what to do.
Wow. Just gonna call out. Listen, Pondo's busy. Don't interrupt him. He is working on that video. All right. Meanwhile,
That's why I addressed it to Eric.
meanwhile, for people who aren't playing Sea of Thieves, you all arrive at the office at roughly the same time as what I'll say, and then someone will say, well, actually... Nope, you all arrive at the same time then. The elevator man is there, and he's got water bottles.
I don't boon
Mash's
Dave's
car.
this time.
You learned.
You ride in Mash's car? Or do you poon someone else's car?
No, I got my skateboard is my only source of transportation. Unless I'm gonna bum rides off everyone all the time, which the doc is not about to do.
He harpoons an undercover cop's car, and then it's a whole sub scenario.
How's public transport in Redline City?
In the moderate zone, it's pretty good. In the corp zone, it's great. In the ultra corp zone, in whatever the highest level is called, non-existent. And in the combat zone, public transport is probably run by someone who wants to harvest your organs, so it's not suggested you ever use it. Just a reminder, the combat zone is over half the residents of the local area, so it's rough. They live in absolute squalor. The elevator doorman offers you all water bottles and a tray of chilled sushi as he presses the door for the 54th
If no
floor.
one else eats the sushi, then...
I'll eat.
Okay.
I mean, I assume it's like hors d'oeuvres, though. It's like multiple serves.
Yeah. You know, it's like it's a selection of the normal sushi, tuna, salmon, that sort of thing. You know, like
by the time we reach the 54th floor, the tray is empty. You know, Pascal.
No. I don't think so, because Bishop tries everything, and at least one thing he takes out of his mouth again and puts back on the tray, like half food.
So the
I love the
doorman
idea that you put something in your mouth. You're like, oh no, and then you get his hand. He's like, bleh.
the doorman is watching Pascal just like chop down. He's watching Marcus just consume the sushi, and then he stops on one and is just like, oh. So now he's got a tray. He closes his eyes and nods and says, "Very well, gentlemen, the 54th floor." I must return to
his
work.
daily coffee.
In between Homer Simpson nomming, Pascal says, "We need to talk. We should conference when we get upstairs."
As the doors are
that
closing,
only means two things: either you fucked up, I fucked up, which is impossible, by the way. I'm very aware of everything that goes on in my own life, so it's definitely not me. Or you've got a body somewhere. Like that's really all it could mean. So which one is it? Do you have a body, or did you fuck up? The body would be easier to deal with.
None of the above. Let's talk upstairs.
I mean, I guess
It wasn't even you this time.
I'm super busy today. I mean, I could give you 5 minutes.
You don't have to come.
I want to mention
I'll
something
hear you.
that happens here. If you've ever watched The Wire, you know that roughly a quarter of the dialogue of the show happens basically off screen at the end of a scene where someone is just saying something casually that's almost not picked up unless you have subtitles on. So as the doors of the elevator are closing, The elevator man sips at his coffee and goes, "Oh, pumpkin spice, my favorite."
One without looking at him, I just finger gun him, as I'm walking away.
Your
I feel like
weapons
the
are...
elevator in the show is kind of like the default set for any sort of character action. It's like the bathroom in Ally McBeal or something, where it's like it's the cheap set that you can get everyone into, and they're always in there to have those conversations.
I was gonna say it's gonna be a bottle episode where you're stuck in the elevator for an entire episode because the writers are on strike and you can't get a set.
And someone has to
man.
eventually pee in their briefcase.
That's definitely going to be a holiday episode now.
Actually, it's the loading screen from Mass Effect. That's what the elevator
it's
is.
exactly like that from the first Mass Effect, though. Not
Golden
the other
Bones
ones.
just shepherd dances for an entire episode.
That's it. So
My
when you want to start bringing,
favorite elevator is going from the bottom of the ship to the top, which should be like one floor.
Yeah.
But there's an entire conversation in the elevator. It's great.
but when you want to start bringing ads into the show, it's got to be played over the speaker in the elevator for sure, Arthur.
I have
Against
been bringing
Muzak.
ads on the show. The opening of the show was an ad. It was an ad for Kenny Cross for Comptroller, but next will be one for Tada O, bringing products to you. Tada O. Tada O. You find yourselves in your office. You can see that there's a green light over Dante's office, meaning it's okay if you have business to come in and talk to him. But of course, you've all been called into conference room number 1, which has been booked by your secretary for Pascal.
All right, Pascal, the whiteboard's yours. What is it?
My contact has found my friend Kiara. She is going to be transported later today.
I'm like clipping my fingernails, Arthur.
Yeah.
If any of you would be willing to assist me in her extraction, I would be very grateful.
Is this on company time, by the way?
I was under the impression that until Mr. Fiaro has something for us, all company time is open time.
That's true.
I mean, yes. I mean, you might not be aware of the type of terminology that goes on here. When he says open time, he means make me money. Generally, that's what that sort of means. Like it's kind of like saying, oh, when I don't hand you work personally, you can, drink some coffee or whatever, right? But really, that means have the initiative and make me some money. So,
If
True or false, Pascal? Having this girl in the care of your brother is causing you a distraction, right?
yeah, true.
And so therefore having her out of his custody will increase your work performance in other areas.
True.
I'll turn back to Nash. Is that sufficient for you?
it'd be actually efficient if we actually had like someone to do manicures here on the floor. I think maybe Dante might have something. I tell you what, it's fine.
Pass me the emery board. I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. Okay. I like put my hand over, and I like put my hand out, and it's like, so, all right.
I think
Let's
you've missed
say
humor.
you're not going to cut my nails.
No.
That classic British humor.
Oh. Okay.
The
I
man
take it
whose
back.
guts are falling out of him, and he goes, "Doesn't hurt very much, sir."
Are we all pretending to be Americans and none of us are?
Yeah.
No, Bishop is American. One of the non-American people here is playing American. So Bishop is definitely from California.
Yeah, but he's from Night City, which is its own thing.
Okay.
And he grew up in
What are we-
Arasaka culture, so that's its own thing as well.
So we'll use the internal payment system here, which is you owe us one, and we'll help you out with this. But you owe us one. You cool with that?
I might end up owing you 2.
Oh, this is good. When you said before that you didn't fuck up, you must have fucked up. Okay. All right. Go on. Explain.
I promised
Uh-huh.
some work for the
Uh-huh.
information.
Oh, goody. Who did you promise? Please tell me it was Bishop.
No.
Okay.
was.
Then it's the doctor. It has to be the doctor. He's good with his hands.
I promised the Tagalog Mafia some work.
Cool. But
I'm happy to take it on myself. Again, I would request your help if you're willing, and if you're not, these are my problems and I will take care of them.
I tell you what, when
If
I
you're
go
willing
when
to
I
do
go
me a solid,
stomping,
then I am more than happy to return the favor later.
when I go stomping grapes for an entire weekend, you're gonna be the man I call. Have you ever stomped
Absolutely.
grapes? Like it is very, very taxing on the human body. You're the person that's going to do it for me when that happens. Yeah?
I can put you in touch with a good chip manufacturer that can give you something that your feet will get just the right pressure.
No. I want to drink wine while watching you do menial labor.
If that is your price, Mr. Nathers, it's an easy one to pay.
Oh, I'll tell Dante. I'll tell Dante. He'll be so thrilled. Okay. Anyway, yes. What do we need to do? Let's talk about that. What's the next step?
Have I gotten the details yet, Arthur?
Yeah, so she's being it's not clear where she is right now, but she will shortly be being shipped out of a apartment building around noon. They're going to move her onto the roof. So his timetable is when they're on the roof, that's when you should hit them, basically. Like, he doesn't know how they're going to get to the roof or whatever. All he knows is they'll be there exactly at noon. They're going to be picking up an AV taxi, like a flying vehicle, stuff her in there, and then the team with her will evac on that vehicle.
I have the location.
Yep.
Do I know where this is? Is it?
It is. It's on the upper plate. It's in New Redline, which is where you already are. And it's across the city in Arasaka territory.
Okay. Number 1, I relay this. Number 2, what role do I have to make to get back in touch with James Martin? I know his direct number that I had is no longer working.
Correct. His direct number was for his operations desk. I don't think you need a role. Like, you're a fixer. If you wanted to, if you've had time, if you wanted to get it, you could.
Yeah, I had put that in my character sheet two sessions ago that I needed to get back in touch. So I immediately, as soon as I get this information, first I relay it to the team and then say, I may also have an inside fix on this. Let me make a couple calls. And I get James Martin on the phone.
The James Martin?
The James Martin.
Just
now
like the JC
director, executive director of...
He's not an executive director. He's a middle manager now of low level.
He was
security.
a middle manager when I started.
Yes, but now he's a middle manager. Listen, Daryl, in corporate 2020, there are a lot of levels of middle management.
He's a more
It's like mostly middle management. There's like board of directors, middle management, and then like one Australian man who minds the mine.
I was gonna say, if you've ever seen a federal government org chart, It's, there's the 5 people at the top, then it's middle management, and then there's a programmer at the bottom.
I've worked for a lot of 100,000 plus multinationals. I'm familiar.
Yeah, I'm sure. His new title is his old title, but with like a plus next to it.
Not a plus?
No, just a 1 plus. He hasn't moved up to tier 6 yet. He's still a tier 5 employee, but better pay.
When does he get the CA tag?
Not yet. He picks up his phone and goes, "You got Martin?"
It's Pascal.
Oh shit, Pascal, look at the testicles on you. How the hell did you get my number?
I make it a point to keep track of people that I've put into better positions.
Okay, look, I know you think I owe you something, but I feel like we both came away clean on that deal.
I feel like you benefited a lot more than the information you gave me.
I had to deal with some fat, lonely janitor. Listen, stuffing his body into a dumpster after shooting him in the head was not... Like, I would rather pet a puppy than have to do that, okay? I had to clean up your messes.
I feel like we just left the fat janitor
in the building, and then he woke up because he was told he would have a job at Arasaka.
Okay.
You remember that part?
I remember that part. I just thought he would...
He's what you would call a loose end.
Okay, very good. Okay, I'll let it go. That wasn't how my headcanon went with him waking up.
You left him alone while he was drugged.
We told him that we were extracting him, and then he woke up.
Yeah.
In his office with a broken nose.
Yeah. The first thing he did was go to Arasaka. James eventually found James's desk, and James shot him in the face.
Very good. Okay. That wasn't the way my headcanon worked for it, but I agree with yours.
Yeah, so he's just like, look, all right, we had to clean up each other's messes. You took care of those guys for me. I took care of your guy for you. Nobody's sniffing our butts now. I don't owe you anything from my point of view. So what do you want? How'd you get my number?
Fine. Do you want to start the favor bank over?
Oh man, you can hear his eyes roll over the phone as he sighs and he says, "Favor bank? The favor bank? Look, just tell me what you want, okay? You're not here to offer me sunshine and rainbows."
So I described the building in question.
Yeah, all right. So he goes, "Yeah, I know where it is. It's not in my jurisdiction, but it's in Arasaka territory. We protect that region. Are you looking to get a pass to come through our territory and do a little operational work?"
I need a pass, and I need your security blanked and I give the 2-hour time window.
Okay. All right. I will come back to you when I need a favor in exchange for this. I can make it happen.
Works for me. Thank you.
All
Enjoy
right.
your new office.
When you arrive at the Arasaka part of the city, just flag down a cop. They'll have a package for you.
I appreciate the consideration.
He hangs up the phone.
So I turn back to the team and say, we have free reign in Arasaka territory, and any security tapes of what happens, no security will be watching us, including people and magnetic.
Fun. And if
We'll
we get
have all-
fingered by Arasaka, I have this guy on tape. So we're good.
Were you on his phone?
I'm always on the phone.
No, but are you on his phone?
Yes.
He's always on my phone, but this has been canon since episode 1.
All right.
Yeah, I don't need to even make a roll. I can just hear other unprotected airwaves around me at all
I
times.
can't wait until you start blackmailing Arasaka. That will work out great.
Not Arasaka, just this fucking guy.
Okay.
So, yeah.
This guy who has a history of killing people who mess with him. Who's actively arranged for the deaths of at least 4... He's arranged for the deaths of at least 3 people, and then actively shot a 4th. And that's all you know about him, is that he solves problems with murder.
I literally took a paycheck from an entire continent, and then I burned that continent into the sun.
I forgot.
So as far as
I
I'm
forgot.
concerned,
You literally have no self-preservation instinct.
As far as Mash is concerned, this guy is small time.
Okay.
So,
M4, ladies and gentlemen.
Perfect.
So what's the plan then, Pascal? I think we probably lack the ordinance to take down an AV in a corporate zone. So we need to get to her before she reaches the AV.
This is why I'm asking for your expertise. This is far more your area than mine. I can set things up. But...
Here's an idea. We sit in a trash can that's on the landing pad.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes down, boing, da-ka-da-ka-da-ka-da. Boom.
Okay,
Easy
Solid
peasy.
Snake.
So she's
think?
being picked up in the AV, correct? And we don't know where she's being brought to the landing pad from.
From the building. From elsewhere.
It's on the
building.
roof of a building.
Okay.
Of an apartment building.
Ooh. What if, just an idea, what if we replace the car with our own car? That way, when they put her into the car, we just whee.
Do you have access to a hover vehicle?
Yes. I'm sure we can get one from the company.
No, none of you are corp, so you can't just rent a car. If you were a corp, you could do that. You could pay to rent a car.
How much money you've got?
How much would it cost?
What are you trying to do exactly?
Basically, we'll make sure that first vehicle doesn't show up. And then
you don't even know what the first
will
vehicle is, but most flying vehicles are meant to stay flying, and they don't like it when someone tries to make them not fly.
We need heavy ordnance being done in AV. AVs are not like cars. So we need to keep them off the roof. If they get to the roof and the AV's there, then they're gone. So if we know the building they're in, we get there before
Pascal,
the car.
just be clear. You've been told they're going to show up at the roof at 12 o'clock, and within 5 minutes, the AV will come down. It's not the most secure transfer that's ever happened. But yeah, if you're there when the AV comes down, you'll probably be shot to death. All right, you're blinking at me.
So...
You know that there's going to be a window where they're just on the roof.
So I say to Bishop, I'm certainly not a solo, but how I would run this op, if would be to tell my team to be on the roof at 10 till noon and just shoot the people as they come up. But you tell me, you're far more qualified than I am.
We don't have enough people to create a perimeter. So if they realize we're on the roof and they bail down, we can't stop them getting out of the building below. We've got to chase after them. I think better option would be to let them get to the roof and then use a 5-minute window to take them out before the AV arrives. How many people will be with her? Do you know?
Do I know?
Nope.
I don't know. I would assume, given the team that took me, that it's going to be a small team. She's less physically capable than I am. And
assuming makes an ass out of you and me. You shouldn't do that.
So it makes an ass out of me. I understand. But
And this is noon today, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
So
I need to get something from my apartment before we get there, so we need to be on the road now.
I hope it's a really big sniper rifle.
It's not.
I hope
Is it
it's
a
a
really small
moderately
size
sized
sniper rifle?
rifle. Like with a bullet like this big. Like, you know what I mean?
All right, well,
They can fire 3 bullets at once to make sure they're extra dead.
so we all need to meet in this Arasaka zone as soon as we're ready.
yes, I'm the only one who can get us in. So let's meet at, and I name the best intersection to get us in.
Okay.
Let's meet there in. I'm assuming it's what, like 9 o'clock now. So let's meet there at 11. How far from the edge of the zone in is this place?
Pretty deep in. Distance wise, not too bad, but you know, traffic during the middle of the day.
Well then,
So let me
let's
ask
meet at
you
the
this.
edge of the zone in an hour.
Before you do any of that shit, how are we going to transport her out of there? Like, just realistically, just asking a crazy question here.
You have a car, don't you?
You mean my beautiful baby boy? Absolutely.
I wouldn't dare to assume to take your car, Mash. I'm assuming that she's either going on the back of mine or Bishop's motorcycle. Whichever one of us is the better driver.
And how are all of us going to get there if all of a sudden we have an extra seat that needs to be filled up at the end of the day?
We have
Are we going to?
my bitch seat. Bishop, if you don't want to take your car in, which I totally understand.
No, I want you to ask me.
Would you be more comfortable riding on my bitch seat?
No. That's not the question. Ask me the proper question.
Will you help me, Mash?
Absolutely. Oh my God. Yes, of course.
Thank
Anything
you.
for you. Anything at all.
And you like, if you could see Pascal's real eyes, you would understand how much this hurts him. But like, Pascal literally has 2 friends in the whole world, and now one of them is being held by his psycho brother. And for Pascal to say that really means something. So Pascal is willing to swallow this, but you could, like, if you could see his real eyes, you could see how much this is burning him when Mash is making him say it.
If only I had one more empathy, boys. Like, if I had one more empathy, this character would be so much more different.
One more question for
5
you, Pascal.
empathy is normal person.
When we get into this conflict, what are the chances that they decide to kill her rather than let us take her? Or do they need her alive?
I wish I knew. The part of me that cares for her hopes that they want me dead more than her. But knowing
this is gonna sound really bad, and I hate to say it like this, but people have a value. What is her value exactly? Like, where does she sit in this TP of your life, or of your brother's life, or something? I don't know what's going on.
So I feel like when Mash says
are
that,
you and your brother like having a love interest with her?
Like
what's
there's you actually like see Pascal's humanity for a second. Like for like 1 second, the mirror shades on his eyes go away, and you like actually see Pascal's real eyes. And
it's like when your dad cries in front of you for the first
like
time.
exactly. It's like your dad crying in front of you moment. He's like,
so take
there's
these broken
wings.
There's There's two people in this world that I care about, and she's one of them.
And learn to fly again. Learn to live so free.
If I die
Please
in
tell
the
me the
effort,
other ones
that's fine.
not
Thank
But
you,
she
Mr.
has
Mister.
to make it out.
The janitor's in here singing his song.
and then the eyes go mirror again.
Who's the other person? Is it your cat?
I said two people. Yes, the cat I care about even more, but the other person is the one who gave me this information and who I will owe a big favor to.
Is this the same guy that you sold us out to?
I didn't sell you out. I offered my services, and I'm hoping that I can get in your debt and you can help me. I did not offer your services. I offered mine.
Man, it's going to be some good wine. Okay, I'm good to go. So here's the story. We roll up. We assess the perimeter like good cops, and then we put some landmines down, right? That's how it works?
Do you have landmines?
I don't know. I own a lot of things.
I'm mechanically, which one of us has the best driving skill? Which one of us is the best driver?
I don't know. I have 1 point in driving. I assume it's me.
I mean, I have 1 point in riding, but I've also got reflexes of 10. So
Okay, I've got motorcycle 3, but my reflexes are shit.
Well, we're going in a car, right? That's the whole point of this thing.
Well,
sorry, motorcycle 2. So
you've got motorcycle 2 and reflex
10.
10. Okay, so Kiara's going on your bitch seat, and you're getting her the hell out of here. And if I die in all of this, then that's Pascal's blaze of glory.
Oh, cool. So we don't need my car. Excellent.
If you don't want to risk your car on this, I would never. I know how much that's worth to you, and that it's way more than you value me. So I would not ask you to take that into our zone.
Hold up. I said everyone has a value. My car has an actual currency value. Your value is yet to be decided, my friend. It really depends on how much shit you get me into, to be honest with you. But
at this point, Pascal reaches into his backpack and pulls out a helmet and hands it to Mash and says, "It's okay. I've got you covered."
that'll mess up my hair, though.
So will a bullet.
I don't like. I'd knock on it. It's just like, I don't know if this will stop a bullet, though. It's like one of those cheap fucking like.
Oh yeah, like, it's totally like, you know.
Like it wouldn't even protect you if your head collided with the road, sort of helmet.
Yeah,
so assistant question for
there's
you,
definitely
Dave.
no SP to it.
Remind me, the doubling damage to the head happens after armor, doesn't it?
Yes.
It only happens if it interacts with the skin. So the subdermals don't count. So basically it goes armor, I forget what the top layer is called, but the top layer, and then subdermal armor, and then when it hits the body before
BTM, it's between armor and BTM.
BTM. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
so
before BTM.
Stopping power slows it down, and then okay,
Yes.
great.
Yes, that's right. So if you're wearing helmets, if you're wearing face masks or whatever, that'll all stop it. Until you get to like BTM is literally like after damage has been applied, basically. That's when you do BTM. So, but keep in mind, like to destroy a limb, it's only 8 damage total. So you only technically need to do 4 damage to a head to make it do enough damage to blow up a head, basically, or damage the brain or whatever. So yeah. All right, I'm good. I think we're good to go. Yeah.
Sorry, just to be clear, the rule book does not state any of that. The rule book,
really?
yeah, does not state whether damages before or after. People have been house ruling this for. Oh, I'm quite sure. People have been house ruling it for years. I'm saying it applies after because.
Thank you.
We did it before in the Patreon game, and in the first real combat we ran, the players walked in on a bunch of people with assault rifles, and 2 of them didn't walk out with anything less than headshots. So
yeah, assault rifles are
half the group
literally
died.
designed to kill people.
Yeah. So it's after armor has penetrated. We're gonna do it. Now is the time, I think, to do some break.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Very good.
Well, good.
We'll be back in the second half shortly. Stick around. Also, Will Kenny Cross, Comptroller, 2021.